Okay, welcome to video 4 in our 100 video series of making this cycle car. This time we're going to show you the concept of what the car is going to look like, as well as what we're up to at this stage. So this is the car, and this is the rough idea of what it's going to look like. I think it looks pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's definitely looks more like a car than the last time we did a video.
It does. It's a combination of things. I've kept a few things authentic because it's a replica of an old A-model Ford racing car. I've got an original A-model Ford radiator surround and a T-model Ford bonnet that I've used, and obviously the rest is all handmade to fit in.
Yep.
And I'm certainly hoping that over the next week or two it'll actually get some paint and colour and make it look pretty and go for a drive.
So we're starting to get pretty close.
We're getting damn close, yeah,
Yep.
definitely getting really, really close.
So talk us through the grille cover, the front end, the A model Ford. You've got another bit that you're going to use to create the bottom of it as well.
Well, what I've used really old A model Ford radiator surrounds that are no good. They're all split and cracked, and nobody can use them on restored cars. So I'm not using good ones. And I've got this one that is just the initial stage of it. And then I found a friend that had one sitting at home. So I've got another one, which is another complete original A model Ford radiator surround in poor condition, because I don't want a good condition one, because they're for the restorers. And what I'll do is I'll chop this down, chop a piece out of here, and shorten the grille surround so that it looks the part in the front of this little car.
And you were saying just before, like you've got it sort of the bonnet and the radiator surround just sitting on there at the moment. You're going to bring it forward a little bit?
Yeah, it'll come forward probably about old school, maybe 2 or 3 inches, because the relationship between the grille and the centre of the wheel on most old cars was pretty well in line with each other. So it just gives it that little bit more authentication look when it's finished.
All right, cool. Let's spin around and have a look at the back end.
Okay, this is the rear end of the car, and what I've used here is the old kitchen sink or old bathroom sink to replicate into what should look like the old fuel tank. If you have a look at video 1, you'll see the tank in complete one piece. I've chopped it in half and currently making it fit into an engine cover. So we've got a rear wheel, spare wheel that'll sit here eventually as well, to give it that full authentication look. And at the moment I've done some work on the engine, and we'll have a look at that shortly and have a bit of a chat about how I've done the modifications internally on the engine.
And you sent me a video earlier this week of the first time getting the engine running. So what we'll do is, while we get the cover and everything off, we'll just put a quick little video in here now so everyone can hear how loud the thing is.
Yes.
And then we'll have a look at what you've done at the engine.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give it a go. I've put the engine in, I've modified the engine, played with the governor, put a bit more horsepower in the carby and the exhaust, so we'll see how we go. And it works. Alright, we're going to talk about the engine now. It's currently located into the frame in its permanent position, and between the last video and this one, I dismantled the engine and did some modifications internally to it. I removed the governor so that obviously the RPM is going to be greater than what it used to be, which gives you a little bit more horsepower and a bit more speed. And I modified the carburetor and system on here so that it's still the original Honda style carburetor, but I've changed it internally a little bit, changed the venturi shape and the jet sizes and everything, and put an aftermarket racing style air filter on. And the other part that we've removed the old traditional muffled exhaust, and I've put this little pipe on here, and it's really loud. So we'll probably to keep the neighbours on the good side, I'll probably have to put a muffler on it, I'd say, because it certainly cracks the eardrums when it's running now. But yeah, that's where it's going to sit. I've got some components being machined at the moment, some wheel hubs and some sprocket changes. That's all being looked after by a machine shop because I don't have access to a lathe anymore. And we're going to be very close by the time the next video comes around to actually having this thing perhaps on the ground.
Awesome. So that's the engine side of things, and we just played the quick little video for people before of the engine running for the first time after you'd made some changes. A couple of other little things as well. You've got the floor. The floor's in.
Yeah, I made the floor out of just plywood, marine ply, and some good quality timber, and that's the simplest way of making the floor and the lightest way of making the floor. And I've shaped it in such a way that you're sitting lower for a better centre of gravity, and your feet are raised a little bit to just make it more comfortable when you're driving something like this. The seat is obviously going to be there.
That's just cardboard at the moment.
This is just cardboard at the moment to give some sort of concept of the shape of what the body will be in its final stage. And obviously from here we'll have a steering wheel, which I've got to make now because I can't buy a traditional small 4-spoke steering wheel, so I'll have to make the steering wheel. And what I'll do is I'll have it attached to a modern style quick release coupling, so this will be attached to the shaft. And my hands are a bit dodgy, so we'll just do it like so.
Yep.
If I can, I'll do it like that.
Yep.
That'll stay on there, and that'll move out of the way, which will help me get in and out of the vehicle. The other thing that'll help me get in and out of the vehicle is that this whole bonnet and side will hinge up and over here, which will allow me to just basically slide in from the other side.
I think we spoke about the concept of that I think it was the first video.
Yes, we did.
So this sort of will give people an idea if we look at it so we're on the right hand side of the car at the moment, and you're going to look at having the hinge
I'll have
along here.
The whole hinge will run along here.
Yep, a rail hinge.
Yes, just a rod, just like a big piano, like this type of piano hinge.
Yep.
That the original bonnets have, and I'll run that along the bottom here so that the whole front bonnet assembly will hinge from this point here away from the car.
Yep. So
and that'll help me get in and out because for me to climb into that now is very difficult for me now.
Yeah.
I can do it, but it's very difficult.
It's probably a really good idea for other people that have got mobility issues and probably had never thought about creating that sort of form of access to the car.
Yeah, and there was an interesting comment from Adam in the Bonneville Garage over in Salt Lake City, who's a good friend of mine, and he liked the idea of what I was talking about, and he's going to look at adapting that to his father's cycle car, which will make it easier for him to get in and out as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I guess we probably should let everyone know that we'll leave a link down in the comment in the description below if you guys want to check out Adam's channel for Bonneville Garage and see all the awesome things the guys are doing there.
Yeah, definitely. They're a world ahead of us, but they have too much fun over there. Those guys, far too much fun.
So I guess the Bonneville Garage YouTube channel, is it Bonneville High School?
It's Bonneville High School, and I went there last year in October September, and they've got a fantastic system over there for educating the kids at the school on mechanical work. They've got the biggest workshop. I think they've got a bigger workshop than anything I've seen anywhere here in Australia. But they make and do things that is just incredible, and I'd like everyone to, if possible, go and have a look at anything to do with Bonneville Garage.
Yeah, we'll pop a link up in the top corner up here to the video that you filmed over there with Auntie Eve. First time riding a cycle cart with Adam and the crew at Bonneville, and yeah, that's really cool what they're doing over there. Definitely worlds apart from, you know, the shop that I had at my high school here on the Gold Coast.
It's better than anything I've ever seen here.
Right, well, I guess for today's video, we're probably pretty close to wrapping up. I mean, at the start there, everyone got a pretty good representation of what the car's going to look like.
Yeah.
So now, what do you reckon? Probably within the month, it'll be...
I would say by the end of the month now. We probably won't do another video till maybe towards closer to the end of the month.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that I'll have it 99% finished by the end of the month.
So hopefully by the end of the month, the next video might be Dad taking this for a rip.
We might be going for a drive in the next video.
Awesome. All right, well, I think we'll leave it there, Dad. I guess both of us probably want to say a big thank you to everyone who's watching the videos so far. We've had a ton of views, and we're getting lots and lots of comments from people, and keep them coming. Lots of emails too, and it's just really cool to see everyone sort of taking a real interest in what you're doing with the cart. And from my perspective as well, I'm learning while I'm going along, and hoping other people out there are learning while they're going along too.
Yeah, and I'd love some other people here locally or within Australia at least, or Queensland, to have a go at this, and we might be able to get together and have a drive around a paddock someday.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. All right, Deb, well, let's sign off. We'll see everyone in about a month. Between now and then, we're probably going to have a pretty cool Monaco Grand Prix video drop, so everyone should keep an eye out for that. And I guess until then, we'll see everyone later.
Okay, catch you next time, guys.